Hello, writers. This is a quick video on revision charts. A revision chart is a way for you to make sense of the feedback that you've been given from a reader, to express your own thinking in relationship to that feedback to help you synthesize it, to create a plan for moving forward with revising, and then to keep yourself organized throughout the process. You'll be doing a revision plan or a revision chart like this with every paper that you turn in. But part of the reason I wanted to make a video to show you what it can look like is because this is something that writers do when they've been given revisions from an editor. So I wanted to show you an example from my own work. So here's a review that a colleague and I who had written an article got back from the editors of an academic journal. And you can see this reviewer has made quite a lot of comments throughout our paper. And so it was hard for us to manage all these comments. And what we did in order to make sure that we were answering them for the editor is to create a revisions chart. So you can see that we just had two categories, comments and then action, discussions, and questions. But what's really important here is that we plugged the reviewer's comments in and then we responded to those comments, telling how we addressed them or what we had to say in terms of what the reviewer said. And you can see the revisions chart from this particular paper is pretty long. It's 6 pages and it addresses every single comment that the reader made on our paper. So this is a real world kind of genre that writers engage in when they respond to a reader or an editor for a journal. In your revision chart, you're going to respond not just to the feedback that I give you, but also to the feedback that you get from your colleagues in peer review. So in this first column, you're just going to plug in those comments. You might have to paraphrase because I'm giving you video feedback, but you can directly plug in the language in this first column from your peer review reader. And then in the second column, you're going to respond to the comment from your reader that you've plugged in. So you might think about how you're making sense of their thoughts. You might explain what you were thinking. You might justify why, or you might challenge or disagree with those comments. And then you'll think about a plan for addressing those comments. So you might think about what steps you'll take. You might think about whether you'll clarify something or whether you'll add a source or something like that. And then this last column is to help you stay organized where you are in the revision process. The other thing that you'll want to do is make sure that you're tracking the changes in the paper itself. And once you've had some time to spend with your draft in revision and with this chart documenting the work that you're doing, you can use this rubric to self-assess. So once you're done, how well do you think your draft meets these requirements? Do you have a clear purpose? Do you have a sense of audience? Have you followed conventions? And are you showing evidence of revision after you've moved through the chart? And this is just a note-taking tool for you to think about your performance in terms of revision in the class. Okay, so I hope that this has been helpful. You'll want to make a copy of this for yourself, and since this is a Google Doc, you'll want to go to File, Make a Copy, and then from there you can save it in your own Google Drive. The other thing that you can do is download it. So you can just go to File and Download and get it as a Microsoft Word document if you'd prefer to work in Word. All right, so I'm looking forward to seeing how you do these revisions and whether this chart is helpful to you. And I hope that this video has been helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions.